Hello team and welcome back to the channel. So before starting the video, small request, please subscribe to the channel. We upload videos on daily basis at 9 a.m. in the morning. Also these days I'm running a series 30 days of DevOps where I'll be covering every important topics inside DevOps which will help you to build your own complete full-fledged pipelines. Okay, so basically in this series we'll be covering how to build an application, how to deploy it, how to run different security analysis, and side by side we'll be following best practices. Okay, just to summarize what we have covered till now, let me open this GitHub repository. Okay, so since day one we covered DevOps completely, what exactly is DevOps, how we can adapt it in our building and deployment process. Next we covered a very important build tool which is Maven, used for building and managing Java based projects, okay, like Spring Boot project or something. Okay, next we covered Apache Tomcat, which is basically a simple web server where we can deploy Java based applications. Okay, then we covered Jenkins in detail, how we can set up Jenkins, how we can use Jenkins to build and deploy basic applications. Okay, then yesterday we covered a security tool which is very important, which does an analysis on your source code to find out if there are any bugs, vulnerabilities, code smell, or any other issues in your source code, right? And today, day 6, we are going to cover one of the most important security tool, which is OWASP Dependency Check, okay, which is basically used to find out commonly known vulnerabilities in your Java libraries. Okay. Also one more thing, since everything I'm explaining in detail, so make sure to follow the video. Also, if you can see from day 11, we will be starting on Azure DevOps, where we'll be building and deploying applications from Azure DevOps to like Docker container, Kubernetes, Azure Kubernetes service, like that. Okay, so in this series, the best part is that not only you are learning normal DevOps, but also you are learning cloud DevOps using Azure Cloud as a platform. Okay, also the best part of this is that you are learning the different security tools. So consider this as DevSecOps. So three important security tools we'll be learning, which is SonarQube, OWASP, and another one will be Trivy, which I have not mentioned, but I'll be covering it in detail. Okay. So everything you need to learn about DevOps is here, and everything I'm covering from scratch. So the only thing that you need to do from your side is to practice whatever I'm showing you. Nothing extra you need to do, you just implement whatever I'm showing you. That will be enough. Okay. Also, the best way to learn this series is go to playlist on my channel, and here the first playlist, which is 30 days of DevOps, you should go to there and watch the videos from here. The reason I say so, because all the videos are inside it in proper series. Okay. Now let's come to the point where we start discussing about OWASP Dependency Check. Okay team, let's start. Okay, so this is the logo of OWASP Dependency Check tool. Okay, so let's start by SonarQube. Yesterday we discussed about SonarQube, why it is used and like where it is used. So if you remember, we used SonarQube to run an analysis on this source code, remember, right? So when we are running the analysis on source code, that means we have done an analysis on the application before it is actually built, because we are running this analysis on source code to find out issues in the source code, right? Okay, now let's say like we have built the application, and you know, like after building the application we get like main packaged application in the form of artifact, which is like jar or war file, right? And what exactly is jar and war file? For example, we are building using Maven and we receive a jar or war file. Okay, so just to make it clear, jar or war file is basically packaged application. Okay, so by packaged application what we mean, source code plus dependencies. Okay, dependencies whatever is defined in the that POM file, right? So jar war file is the main application, or you can say packaged application. What is packaged? Source code plus dependencies. Okay, so like OWASP Dependency Check tool, basically it is used for running the scan or analysis on the application. Okay, so when I say application, that means I'm talking about jar or war file. Like when we have built the application, we have get the output as packaged application. So we are running the analysis on the jar or war file, which is the main application or packaged application, right? So that's where main difference between SonarQube and OWASP Dependency comes. because like SonarQube we are running on the source code, which is like, so that is like before building the application. Okay, but OS dependency check tool we will be using to run after the code has been built and after we have received the packaged application. Okay, so we'll be running on that. Okay, now what it does, so dependency check, what it does, it basically finds out the commonly known vulnerabilities, or you can say publicly disclosed vulnerabilities that may exist in the dependencies that is being used to build our application. Okay, just to make sure you understand, if I go here to my repository, let me open the repository that we are going to use, where it is pet clinic. Let me show you some things. Okay, so pet clinic, and when I say when I say about like dependencies, all the dependencies are basically defined in our POM file, right? For example, in dependencies you can see dependency 1, like artifact ID, group ID, all these things are mentioned. Okay, in case you are wondering from where these things are coming, so basically this comes from the Maven repository, and this one central sonatype, this is also Maven central repository. Okay, these two are repositories, official Maven repositories. For example, like if I search here Surefire, okay, Surefire, and for example in our application we have this plugin defined. For example, if I open this, so if we add this part in our POM file, then it like when we build the application, it will download the jar file of this whatever is defined here. Okay, so basically OWASP, what it will do, it will check for commonly known vulnerabilities in this jar file. Okay, so when we say it will like check, it will find publicly disclosed vulnerabilities. That means when this jar file was getting built, there might be some issues occur in this jar file. Okay, and that whoever is building, they might have disclosed, okay, while building this jar file we had this issue in this jar file. Okay, jar file or Java library, whatever you want to say. Okay, so that means that is registered. Okay, in this Surefire jar file or Surefire Java library, we have this kind of vulnerabilities that may occur. Okay, so what does OWASP does, it finds out if it exists or not, if that vulnerability exists or not. Okay, so getting my point, like when we run the analysis, it will check inside the packaged application, it will check which dependencies are being used, and then it will find out if those dependencies, those Java libraries, if they are having any vulnerabilities or not. Okay, and it OWASP dependency check, it will generate a report. Okay, you got the point, what OWASP dependency check tool is and how it does analysis and on where it can do analysis. Okay, and when I say like jar or var file, it's not that every time it can run only jar or var analysis. Basically, let me show you that as well. Yeah, see, file type analyzers. So what kind of analysis OWASP can do? First of all, like obviously jar file. So if you can see here, Java archive files or web application archive files. Okay, so that's what we are going to use. But other than this, for example, it can do analysis on zip archive format. Okay, and if you know, any of you are like .NET developer, like we have our application in .NET generated in the form of zip. Okay, as per I know, not sure though, but yeah. Okay, then we have people who are working in Node.js application, they have npm packages. Okay, similarly, like there are these things also which on which like analysis can be done. Okay, but there are like experimental analyzers which are like not 100% sure is stable and doing everything fine, but still if you want to do, you can do perform analysis on these files also, even like Python files also. Okay, .py files. Okay, so you see how useful this OWASP dependency check tool is, and this should be known by every DevOps engineer from my point of view. Okay, so I hope you understand what is OWASP dependency check, what it does. Okay, now what I want to do is set up this OWASP dependency check tool in Jenkins as well as on my Linux machine to perform an analysis. Okay, so two ways. So if you remember, like Jenkins, yeah, Jenkins is here, and this many things we covered yesterday. Basic like compilation, Maven test cases, running SonarQube analysis, running Maven clean package, and then deploying the application to Tomcat. Okay, don't worry, like till today we will be deploying to Tomcat. From next session we will be deploying the applications to Docker container and or Kubernetes. Okay. So as I mentioned, two ways we are going to do the OWASP dependency check analysis. One is like obviously we are going to add these steps inside our this Jenkins, but another, let's say we are not having Jenkins, we are just having this server, Linux based server, and our application is existing on there, okay, and we want to run analysis. So how do we do that? Okay, so for that, what I can do, first of all, let's go to root, okay, clear the screen, ls snap. Okay, so let's say, let me make a directory named Aditya. Okay, let's go inside it. Okay, so first of all, what I will do, I will clone the application, pet clinic application here, because we are going to test the tool. Okay, and don't worry, like as of now I'm running the analysis on Linux based because I want you to know how it works basically. Okay, but after that we will run the analysis on this also. Okay, in case you want to see directly on Jenkins, you can just go to timestamp and change the timestamp to Jenkins. Okay, but still my suggestion would be you should know how basically it works. Okay, okay, so here first of all, what I will do, I will clone the application. Okay, application is cloned. Let me clear the screen. This is here. Okay, now what I want to set up OWASP. Okay, and if you remember my previous video, I have already told you wget is a command which is used for downloading any downloading any kind of like packages. Okay, so if I go, this is the official GitHub repository, and if I go to releases, so there are multiple releases. Okay, so we are going to use the latest one. Okay, and we are going to download this, copy link address, let's download this, paste it here. Okay, yeah, clear the screen, ls, you can see zip file is there. So let's unzip it. Okay, unzip, and command is this. Okay, unzip is not found, so no issues, we will install it right now. Yeah, next again, if we should run the command, you can see unzip is done. Again, clear the screen. Let me remove the zip file because it's not required now. This is check dash, yeah, sorry about that, we ran a little bit wrong command. So yeah, rm-rf. Okay, okay, so this is done. Next, let's say I want to just check it, everything running fine. If I go here, and the command that you need to know will be available inside on this official page. If I scroll down here, if I run this command first, okay, yeah, fine, no issues. Okay, so let's come out of this folder. Now we need to build the application pet clinic here. Okay, so for that I will go inside pet clinic, run the command as maven clean package. Okay, and it will start, and it might take little bit of time. Okay, okay, so meanwhile this is running. Okay, let's see if it takes too much time. Test cases are running now. Meanwhile, just to let you know, like I have a Telegram group also, so if you have any doubts, queries or anything else, you can join that group and you can ask any questions. As of now we are having 172 members and who are ready to answer anything. Even I will answer whatever is your query. Okay, great. You can see here the application has been built. If I go inside pet clinic, go inside target folder, run ls command, we can see var file is generated, right? Okay, so what I want to do, first of all, let me clear the screen. I want the path now. Path is this, inside target folder we have our artifact. Okay, so if I come outside of it and go inside, yeah, come outside of this pet clinic also. Yeah, okay, so here we have dependency check, so let's go inside dependency check. Okay, now here we need to run the command to perform analysis on the pet clinic application. pet clinic var file. Okay, so even the command is given here, we can just copy this and let me explain you a little bit. Okay, if I copy paste it here. Okay, so here we are calling this script from dependency check. We will do the analysis, and here two parameters we are using. Okay, two arguments, you can say ---- out, that means where the output will be generated. Output is basically the that file. What is that? The report. Okay, one thing I want to do first, I just forgot to copy the one second, I want to copy the path of that artifact. Okay, pet clinic, then cd target ls, okay, pwd, and let me copy this, and we will come out again, go inside dependency check. Okay, so here we need to run the command. If I paste it, okay, let me paste the command to do analysis again, sorry about that. Copy this and paste it here. Okay, yeah, now in place of output, what I will put the this path, target path, not inside our project. I want the report to be generated, so I will copy this and paste it here. So report will be generated inside pet clinic folder, and here inside scan, this is another argument. So here basically we need to provide what we want to scan. Okay, so we want to scan an artifact which is of var format, so I will paste this here. Oh my god, sorry guys, sorry, this is very bad here. Okay, paste here, and inside target folder we have our artifact. Okay, so if I click enter, analysis will start. Okay, and let's see. Okay, also several things you need to know first, like when you run the analysis for the first time, what it does, it downloads several like information or database, you can say which contains the information about different publicly disclosed vulnerabilities that may exist inside a Java library. Okay, so you can see it has started downloading from the year 2002. That means since that year, whatever like vulnerabilities occurred in the Java libraries, it will get all the information and compare the libraries with the information it have, and then it will find out which libraries is like having vulnerabilities or not. Okay, and this is going to run for quite some time. Okay team, so this analysis we ran. If I scroll down, okay, you can see it has done the analysis, and the report is generated inside this pet clinic / dependency in the form of HTML. Okay, so if I come out of dependency check, ls, go inside pet clinic, okay, ls, and here you can see dependency check report.html, it is present here. Okay, so basically this report will be analyzed by developers if some changes need to be made like for project or not. Okay, and this is how we run the analysis if we are running it on Linux machine. Okay, now coming to how we will do analysis inside Jenkins, right? So for that, first of all, we need to go to manage Jenkins, then go to manage plugins, and in available plugins we need to search for OWASP. As you know, like Jenkins mainly worked with plugins only mostly, so we will install the OWASP dependency check plugin. Click on install without restart, scroll down to see the progress. Okay, and let's see how much time does it take. Okay, so it has installed. Okay, now if I go back to dashboard, okay, so let's open the pipeline, click on configure, scroll down. Okay, and here we need to add a stage. Okay, and that stage we need to add after the build stage, because artifact is generated after this stage has been run, right? So what I will do, I will copy this, sorry, I will copy this stage, okay, and paste it here, and let's rename it to OWASP dependency check. Okay, and here we need to write the command. Okay, now when you are doing doing the analysis using a pipeline in Jenkins, the commands are a little bit different. Okay, So maybe you need to copy this command which contains certain arguments which we need to provide, right? So I will paste it here. Let me align it properly. Okay, so let me explain you what are these arguments now. What are they doing? Okay, first argument is dependency check additional arguments. So here, if you remember previous time what we did, we used two arguments. One was hyphen output out, and second was hyphen scan. Okay, so that scan basically is the argument which asks you to provide the path where the analysis needs to be done, and the first one hyphen out which is an argument which asks you to provide the path where reports needs to be saved. Okay, by default what we are going to use scan, and analysis that needs to be done is inside target folder. Okay, and then here we need to provide the installation. So let us configure. If I go back to Jenkins homepage, go to manage Jenkins, go to global tool configuration. As I mentioned you, whenever we install a plugin and we want to configure it, we will go to global tool configuration, right? So scroll down and you can see here dependency check, it is available. Now we just need to configure. So let's provide the name as OWASP. Okay, and as I mentioned, always go for install automatically because it gives better option to install from. So here first option is the official page from where we can install. Okay, so what I am going to do, I am going to use a version 6.5.1 because I have been using it for quite some time. Okay, and we will click on apply. Okay, so now it is done, and name you just need to remember OWASP because that's what we need to mention when we come here. Okay, so in ODC installation we need to provide the name of the tool that we have configured. Okay, yeah, as such we don't need actually because we are already using this one. Okay, so this is pretty much done, I guess. Okay, so let's try to run it once. So I will click on pipeline, click on build now, and let's see. So if you are running it for the first time, dependency check, it will take quite some time because it needs to download all the dependencies, that is a database basically which contains the information about commonly or publicly disclosed dependencies about different Java libraries. Okay, so it will take some time, and let's see. Okay, so compilation is done. Now it's running test cases. Also, like test cases, as I mentioned yesterday also, Sonar, when you are running SonarQube analysis, test cases needs to be like done, so only SonarQube analysis will work properly. Okay, also I don't know what happened to my neighbor dogs. I think they don't like if I record DevOps video. Okay, so what we will be doing, we will be waiting for it to complete. Okay, after build, the OWASP stage should be started. So if I scroll down, okay, it's still build is running. Build is going to take a little bit time because it runs all the previous stages also. Okay, so build is complete. Great. Now OWASP has started. Okay, so to monitor the progress, what we can do, we can scroll down to the end, and here see, since this is running for the first time, so first it will install or unpack the tool that I configured. Okay, and then it will like start downloading the dependencies, and as I mentioned, it will start downloading from 2002. Okay, so let's wait for it to complete. So once it completes, I will be back. Okay team, so as you can see, complete analysis has been completed, and even the vulnerabilities were found. Okay, so this is interesting because usually it does not found vulnerabilities, and you can see here the path where the dependency check report has been generated. It's been saved inside workspace pipeline. Okay, so if I click on pipeline, and yeah, see latest dependency check, if I click on it, see the report, it looks like this. You can see like CVE details, like and also the severity, like what is the level of vulnerabilities that is present inside the Java libraries which we are using. You can see medium severity, high severity, and low severity is there. Okay, so you can scroll to multiple pages and find out. Okay, you can see critical is 15, high level is 36, then medium level is 87, and low is 2. Okay, So I hope you understand now like how it finds out the vulnerabilities and how it generates the report. Okay, report is generated, but if you want to see on the screen, you can just go to dependency check results. Okay, so this is great. Okay, one last stage which we need to add is the stage to what is that, to run the sorry, one second, yeah, to deploy the application. Okay, and you can say like this is also generated, so this is fine. Now what I want to do, I will open this in a new page to check the path of Tomcat and what is that, our war file path. Okay, so let's scroll down at the end, then scroll up, and here yeah, it generated inside target folder. Yeah, okay, no issues. So what I'm going to do, I will add the stage. Also, if you remember, like first time when we ran OWASP dependency check, it took a lot of time, right? But if we run it second time, it won't take too much time. Okay, so let's do that, and let me show you. Tomcat deploy. Okay, so command, as I have already told you in Tomcat, when we want to deploy a static web page, we just do what we do, we copy the var file or web application like that file inside the web apps folder. Okay, so the command that I need to run is sudo cp then target /pet clinic .var. Okay, and where we want to copy /opt /apache path we need to find. Okay, let me find that as well. cd /opt /apache /web apps. Okay, yeah, so what we can do, we can copy this whole thing. Okay, copy this and let's paste it here. Okay, so this is done. We will just click on apply, and this is our today's pipeline. Okay, and today actually I am going to save this pipeline because every time like when I start recording, I need to create it from scratch, so it is like little bit hectic for me. Okay, but you know, usually what happens, I will tell you. If I open this back again, yeah, usually what happens when we run this OWASP dependency check analysis, most people don't know what path it is supposed to run, but now you know it is supposed to run on the Java libraries that is packaged with the application, and it is supposed to run on the artifact which is jar or war file. Okay, so main application is jar, war file in our case, and that war file which is packaged with dependencies, so we will run the analysis on that war file. Okay, and see, hopefully today it generated lots of issues. Also it shows ki, which dependencies is having what issue. Okay, you can see here, let me expand it. Yeah, see, complete detail even is available to us. Okay, so this is really good, and next time when you are going to interview, make sure you explicitly mention in your resume ki security tools, then inside security tools you will mention SonarQube, OWASP dependency check, and the other tools that I am going to teach you in coming videos. Okay, and the best thing, if you are still watching, then I guess you are the only one who knows everything now. Okay, because if people skip the video, they won't be understanding everything. Okay, you can see build completed. Now see, last time it took 4 minutes, right? But this time it won't be taking that long. The reason being, it has already downloaded all the things. You see, it completed. Okay, and also deployment is also completed. So if I go here, you can see lots of stages, which looks really good. So this is our Tomcat server. If you want to enter, this will take us back to Tomcat. If you want to access the application, we can put /pet clinic. Okay, click enter, and you can see application is still working fine.